it can be a little noisy, but that's part of our heritage, I guess. I would like to just go over some statistics. I won't go over all of them in terms of we keep a tally. Over 12,000 visitors to the park this year. That included 17 weddings, we had anniversaries, we had birthday parties, we had funerals, we had christenings, even a block party from Kelowna, who come here for 3 years running, that in park and spend a week here with their various activities. There was 411 children in the school programs in June and September. There's been plant courses, there's a workshop for teachers. Plus our events for this year, Heritage Week, we hold out at Piccadilly Mall, complete with pie contests, very successful. Your mayor was in there for that project. We appreciate it well. In the theater, we had over 1,600 guests this year. Other projects, Dog Days of Spring, we had a concert, classic antique car, we had Harvest Celebration this fall, and then of course coming up is a 2-day Halloween Spooktacular event, which generally attracts around 1,400 people over that weekend. That'll be the last weekend again in October, so mark your calendars for that. I would like to draw your attention, we just kicked off this project, the BC Renaissance Fund, and if you're not aware, the provincial government has set funds aside for cultural activities where they will match dollar for dollar any donations. Donations go into the Shuswap Community Foundation, which obviously is a very notable society within this community as well. And they'll be earmarked for the Salmon Arm Museum and Heritage Association. So any dollars that fund will be matched dollar for dollar by the provincial government, and then we'll get the interest a year from that fund. That will assist us. As you're aware, and I've made the point before, we have excellent funding for operations, but our capital fund is always wanting that we're having to really work hard to get those capital funds. So that will assist us if each and every year. Our goal is we've already got 26,000 in the so that will be matched by the government, but we're hoping to raise another 24,000 to bring us to a 50,000 level, bring up to 100,000 that we'll receive the interest off. And we only have until the end of this year because the provincial government just put so many dollars in, and those dollars are running out quickly. But we're assured that if we did, that they would fund this project. So we're excited about that in terms of our long-term funding, because that does just assist us in that area. I also would invite you, if you have time between your meetings today and there tonight, Deborah, our curator, would be very pleased to show you our list of equipment. And that was all donated by the Okanagan Historical Society and Shuswap Foundation to the tune of about just under $14,000. Is a microfilm reader that has all the Salmon Arm Observer newspapers back from 1909, 1907 up to 2007. So those will now be kept in the archives of the museum out here. So when people was in the newspaper back in 1934, we'll be able to show that to them. So pretty exciting. Again, that came through donations and a lot of hard work by volunteers. So on that, I would like to turn it over to Gary just to bring you up to date. When we met with you last year, we talked about new gate entrance because ours are getting pretty tired. We got much tireder when that highway project came, because we're having to take it down and put it up so many times. But I'll turn it over to Gary.
Thanks, Doug. Mayor, Salmon Arm Council. one thing that Doug mentioned is we didn't use any of the money that comes from the city of that $6,000 that we have for that Renaissance Fund. None of that is city money. That's all money that's come from other sources. So we didn't take any of your funds to start that BC Renaissance Fund. So just a real short history on what happened as far as this gate entrance thing is concerned is we just felt that we needed something to, better attract and people in here, because we keep getting comments about the fact that nobody knows where Haney Village is, and when they drive by they don't see the gate very effectively. They see the KOA sign, they see Haney Village. So when we decided this, we ran it as a flop on our own and tried to solicit people in the community ideas and stuff, and it just didn't go over very well. At that point, I gave some professional advice, and consequently started Warren Welter at Creativity Design, and Warren's here today. And we made a presentation last year, and you $5,000 as some seed money for developing a design and getting some professional advice as far as this entrance gateway is concerned. And if perhaps after the meeting between that and the dinner, you'll be able to, on the piano just over here, we have a 3D concept and some flat pictures of what we've come up with. To date, it's a concept, and it's still this hasn't been presented to our advisory committee for changes or whether we like it or not, but at least it's a good start, and I think it's going to be very effective. We still need to consider some highway regulations and probably city bylaws as far as the location of the gate and setbacks and this type of thing, but these are something we'll certainly look at in the future in the next really short. So we're well into the design stage of this thing, and I know Warren has with his knowledge and then talking to some fabricators and stuff, and just to get some rough estimates, the facades on the front, just so you know, will not be real facades. They'll be like you see on your signs, where you have just a plywood structure, and then you base the picture on it. Like all these signs are not painted on anymore; they're laminated on with a certain type of material that I'm not familiar with what it is, but anyway, that costs about I'm told somewhere in the neighborhood of about $10 a square foot. When we put the whole thing together, what we have, and with what fabrications needed in the gate and whatnot, we're probably roughly looking at, we don't have hard figures yet, but we're probably looking at roughly $30,000 to complete that. So that's where we're at with this, and we would have liked to have had some hard figures and come to people and said, look, it's going to cost $29,561, and can you support us? And we're not at that stage, but we know we're probably looking at $30,000 to $35,000 in that range, and whether you could consider in the we would certainly appreciate that. But and if you need some other information on it, we'd certainly be willing to supply to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. We're sort of brings our presentation. Were there any questions on anything to do with the museum?
Councillor Lyson.
Well, not necessarily for the presenters, Your Worship, but I have a question for you. Last year when we met with Minister Falcon at Highways, he said that they'd be able to maybe find some money to fix the signs. Does anything come to fruition on that, or have we had any correspondence from them to help on that?
Your Worship, we did follow up with the ministry, indicated that there is no funding available.
There is, however, we're bringing up the issue on the pine beetle money, and perhaps there's an opportunity there to get some. This would fit in quite nicely, actually. Do you have questions from council?